Welcome, the Monarchist Minute. I'm your host, William Stout, here with Vice Chancellor Clemens Magnolia. And this week on Monarchist Minute, we're doing our review of the debate. How are you tonight, Clemens?
I'm tired.
I feel that. I just got back from a street fair. That was fun.
Hmm.
Got myself a nice euro. What did you do today?
Went to school, then went home for a few minutes, then just went to work. Then I had a 6-hour shift. It was work. So I mean, like, I'm a cashier at Lowe's, so like, you know,
Alright.
it's just another
So,
day.
Tuesday, you went to a watch party with your
I
local
did.
Republican Party,
I
right?
did.
How did that go?
Yes. I enjoyed it. It was great talking with people. There was this one nut job who came in. It's completely crazy. I'm pretty sure she was probably a QAnon supporter because the way she was talking, I was like, sure, yes, uh-huh.
Just golf clapping.
Yeah.
I stayed up to around 10 o'clock too. I was beat down Tuesday. 10 hours at work, 2 hours at school. I was not having it either. But
Yeah.
what are some of the highlights we want to talk about the debate?
One thing I'll say is that it was clearly a 3v1. I mean, the moderators fact checked, quote unquote, I guess sometimes quote unquote, fact checked Donald Trump around 4 times the entire debate, and they didn't once for Kamala, including when she used the ever debunked, I have lost count how many times this has been debunked. Trump saying that there were good people that the white supremacists at the Charlottesville riot were good people. That has been debunked for years now. Years, and she decides that's what she's gonna pull out? Really? You had nothing else but the Charlottesville?
And
And
of course,
the moderators didn't even once try to correct her. Whereas
and of
they
course,
would have, if Trump had said something like that, they would have immediately corrected him. But Trump had to correct. He's like, no, no, I didn't say that. Nope.
the moderator said the fact checking would happen after, so I think it's not fair to him
Yeah.
that the fact checking happened before.
Well,
But
during.
there's another thing that I noticed too is that Trump, at least in my opinion, seemingly really underperformed this debate.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that account. Like, I do think he could have obviously done a whole lot better. I think he kind of very underwhelmed it. I think he was a bit too hyperbolic during it. He kind of focused on stuff that he really didn't need to. I mean, I don't think he did as terrible as some people were trying to say. Kamala did not wipe him. Like, that is exceedingly obvious. Kamala did
Yeah,
not wipe him. Like, I'm just gonna say, she did not.
yeah,
She was, I mean, listen, that debate, Kamala had to do one thing, and all she had to do was to prove that she was mentally capable. That was all she needed. That was all she had to do. Nothing
and
else.
that's what he did. And I feel like Trump's big issue is that Trump's strategy usually in the debate is that he's a agitator. He gets people riled up, gets them off focus, and then he can pick them apart. The problem with that strategy is Kamala Harris is a former DA. She's used to being under pressure, being hassled, being under constant scrutiny from the press, from the public, from judges, defendants, everything. She's not gonna lose her cool on the stage.
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. So it's like because we saw it constantly during the debate. Trump would go off topic. He would throw stabs at Kamala, and Kamala would sort of just shake him off. And then when Kamala said things that Trump could exploit, he just ignored them. Like when they brought up the tariffs, that and Kamala deflected from that. Trump could have dug into that and really exploited that, but he didn't. He
Yeah.
went off tangent.
Yeah.
So I just really think Trump did not exploit the obvious openings he could have.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I don't think it was a terrible debate. I think it was kind of a mediocre one at that. I really don't think. Personally, I don't think either of them really. I'm gonna try to be careful with this. They didn't really win it. Like, I'm not saying that Kamala didn't do better than Trump. I think Kamala did do better than Trump, but I don't think Kamala really won the debate, though.
I agree with you. Kamala didn't win. And like I said, it's not that Kamala did well, it's that just Trump really didn't do good. He didn't do good.
I don't think I'd say he didn't do good. I think he just very much underwhelmed.
And he created an entire controversy, which some people are. You see, the thing about the whole dog meme is that how many people are taking it seriously, and that's really, really concerning. Because I'm gonna be real. Oh, the last thing Ohio needs right now is a race riot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't actually have one back in 2020 from George Floyd in Cleveland and in Columbus. It was like, I don't want another one of those. It just creates a mess. Keep it out of my
Yeah.
city, please.
Just something which is not preferable.
Yeah. Now, here's my question. What do we think is going to happen when it comes time for the vice president debate, if there's going to be a vice president debate?
It'll be interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting because we'll have two very differing ones. We have a very socially conservative, J.D. Vance, and a very, very socially liberal, Tim Walz. Yeah, Tim Walz.
I'm gonna just say it. For the love of God, if Trump values his campaign, do not let J.D. Vance onto the debate stage.
Honestly, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I do not like that he chose Vance. I wish he hadn't chose Vance. Vance was not the good pick. The better pick was exceedingly obviously should have been Burgum. He even wanted to choose Burgum, but his sons persuaded him otherwise. Sadly,
His sons?
yeah, his
What
sons, frickin'
sons?
Eric and Don Jr. both persuaded apparently persuaded him to instead choose Vance instead of Burgum. But it was apparently he was originally going to choose Burgum, which he should have. Burgum was just at least Burgum could actually articulate himself well and a bit more charismatic.
You see, this is why the only one of his sons he should be trusting for advice is Barron, because Barron seems to be the only sane one in that family.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm saying that because God Emperor Barron joke, but that's
yeah.
But yeah, an Ohioan, looking back on it, I can't remember how J.D. Vance even got elected in the first place. I forget
I'm pretty sure it was just because he was running against he was running in the general election against Tim Ryan, I think. Let me check. Honestly, I think he ran against Tim Ryan, the Democratic candidate Tim Ryan, but J.D. Vance was actually running up against Matt Dolan and Josh Mandel.
Josh Mandel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Mandel is kind of just a really weird candidate, from what I heard. I believe.
Yeah, now that
he was Paul's former treasurer from like 2011 to 2019.
Now that I'm hearing those names, I'm starting to remember the candidates. And Tim Ryan, it's not necessarily that he's a bad dude. He's just very much a loathed establishment candidate in Central Ohio. And right now, the Senate's about to get even worse because we have Ted Strickland, who's our current senator, an incumbent Democrat, running against Bernie Marino. And Bernie Marino.
Ted Strickland. What are you talking about? It's not Ted Strickland. It's what's his name? What the heck is his name? Hold on. Let me check. His name is.
Oh, you're right. It's not Ted Strickland.
It's Sherrod Brown. Sherrod Brown, incumbent
has a
Sherrod Brown
similar last
versus
name.
Bernie Marino. Yeah.
Sherrod Brown. Thank you. I got my S names mixed up. Sorry. But yeah, you have Sherrod Brown, which Sherrod Brown's been in office forever, and I don't hate him. I don't like him, but I don't hate him. And then there's Bernie Marino, which is literally a random ass car salesman. And as a proud blue collar worker, I will say you never trust a car salesman. So why do we have a car salesman running for office? I don't know. But he's running.
Well, actually, it was because he used to work for General Motors.
Oh, that makes it even worse. And he has a Trump Oh my god. If this guy gets elected, I'm gonna lose faith in my fellow Ohioans. I'd rather keep the Biden rubber stamper because we know what we can expect from the Biden rubber stamper rather than, like I said, a little shady car deal.
I would. How do we even know he's that shady? Do you even know anything about him? Like,
apparently, by what I've heard, he's been sent to court for multiple times for discrimination lawsuits and trying to skim off the top of his employees' wages. So
okay, well, it makes sense for the discrimination. He's Latino. I mean, I mean seriously, like the amount of times I've had to deal with Latinos being racist, like just at work, as me as a cashier, it's quite interesting, honestly.
well, let me look up his court cases real quick. Fact check. Did Senate candidate Bernie Marino...
No, it was gender and age-based discrimination. They responded by both of who sued him now support his Senate campaign. And it was over a dozen wage theft lawsuits. He was only forced to pay for 2 employees.
Him of wage theft. Well, at least he's already a crook, so we don't have to worry about politics corrupting him. He's already corrupt. I said the evidence did find that he did shred documents, so while he is corrupt, we don't have to worry about office corrupting him because he's already a crook, but... You got any major elections besides the presidential one in North Carolina?
I mean, polls are finding Kamala and Trump close, but that's really not anything to say because every single election they always find the candidates are close in North Carolina. And every single election the Republican always wins. Because that's how polls in North Carolina work. Excluding in the 2022 race in which the polls actually found that Ted Budd was going to win, and which Ted Budd actually did win.
I don't know, honestly, anymore whether or not Trump's got a secure win. With his lower than acceptable performance in the debate, which really is not good for presentation. I don't know how he'll fare against Kamala, but...
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing before we finish up here. This will probably be a shorter episode. I can't believe Kamala had the nerve to say she was endorsed by Dick Cheney. Like, what sane person would ever say that?
Hey, that's good old Dick Cheney, yeah, the guy who a year and a half ago they were calling the devil incarnate. They're like, look, we got him. See, he's so great.
It's like, oh yeah, I got endorsed by the dude who's remembered for blowing someone's face off with a shotgun.
And then also lying to the American public just so he could go to war.
Yeah. Oh, let's not forget about after blowing off the dude's face with a shotgun, they made the dude apologize to Dick.
Yeah.
Like, is this really the dude you want to get your endorsement from? Is this really what you're looking for? And I think Watercube said it best on Twitter. She's just trying to get the boomer Republican vote by saying Dick Cheney. Like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, I really don't think it's gonna. I don't know
'Cause
what she's trying to do, but yeah.
I don't know. I'm sitting on edge of my seat trying to figure out what's gonna happen come November, but all I can see coming in November is just disappointment. Which just goes to show why we are here as an organization, because this is not working.
Clearly.
This system, this arrangement, whatever you want to call it, is not working.
Yeah.
And it's time that we look into something new.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Because otherwise, why would I be here?
Yeah. Anyways, come election night, are you volunteering as a poll worker this year?
No, because I have classes and I don't really want to miss a day of class.
I was thinking
But
this year.
I will. I mean, I will be most likely going to be a poll watcher, which you can do in timestamps, so that I can actually do. I've already taken the day off of work, so they can't call me in.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't know if my college will give us the day off for election day. I can see them doing that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have an interesting issue on the ballot this year in Ohio.
What you
They're
got?
trying to get a nonpartisan. They're trying to get a nonpartisan council in for voting. Not voting, redistricting.
Oh. That's cringe. Just gerrymander. As long as the gerrymander looks nice, I don't care. Listen, I'm from North Carolina. The only thing we're good at is gerrymandering. I have shown you our district maps, and they look horrendous.
Gerrymander so bad that it makes the HRE look good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's wrap up here. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you for joining us this evening.
I do. Sorry to interrupt you, but I do have one. There is one singular ballot measure in North Carolina.
Okay.
The state legislature referred one constitutional amendment to the ballot that would amend the state constitutional language to provide that only a citizen, rather than every citizen, can vote in elections. Which is basically prohibit the state and local governments from allowing non-citizens to vote. That's the only ballot measure we have.
That's a good ballot measure.
Yeah.
I support this ballot measure. Anyway.
Yes. All right.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope to see you next time on Monarchist Minute. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Until we meet again.